So earlier this week, I had the privilege of playing against one of the best Fortnite competitive players in the world, Clix, and I have to say, it was one of the most interesting experiences I've ever had on this channel.
We're not doing this right now.
Science.
I play ranked and I can exploit kids. It's
Whoa,
fun.
whoa, bro.
I'll be honest.
Where is he right now?
Got him.
Oh, hello there.
GG's brother. GG's brother. I can't play. Okay.
I'm wearing foundation suits right
I
now.
mean,
In 3 years. Kill him. You got this.
185.
Oh,
Damn.
Where did you guys go?
If we can get together.
63.
I kill. He's white. He's white. Push.
I legit don't see him.
He's here. What? What the hell?
Did he
What?
die?
Someone
I got
lagged out.
kicked out of the game.
I loved every segment of the stream, the interactions between my chat, the interactions between my friends that I played with, and of course, meeting Clix and being able to play with someone of that status. We, in many ways, closed the gap between larger and smaller content creators that isn't normally closed. However, even though the stream was interesting and we had a lot of really good moments that were clipped, I felt like there was a really big missed opportunity there, and it really comes down to a core problem with competitive Fortnite, and really more specifically competitive Fortnite players. Last week on this channel, I said this: Fortnite players treat this game like a religion. It's not just a religion. It's a goddamn cult. When I went back and looked at the VOD of Clix's chat and his community, it kind of confirmed some of the things that I said in my video from last week. A competitive Fortnite community does have a very cult-like behavior. And once again, this is not exclusive to the competitive Fortnite scene. However, I think there's a unique way in which they approach this game because these are the players that have all the skill. Now, before I continue, I want to make this clear. I'm not trying to be negative towards Clix. I'm not trying to throw hate at his community. However, there are certain things that I noticed as a result of interacting with him and seeing the responses from his chat that I think need to be addressed. And I want my audience and anybody else from his audience that might watch this to think about a few of these things, because what I'm going to say to you today, you're not going to hear on Clix's channel. And Clix, if you're watching this, you missed out on a really big opportunity that could have set you even further, not just in the competitive scene, but in the Fortnite space overall. And it all is because of the biggest problem with the competitive community, which is your pride. When you have pride, you're not willing to listen to others. You compartmentalize your mindset. You can only see things through one particular lens. And although that might be good when you are focused on playing at a competitive level in a tournament, when you invite people onto your show or to your live stream, you need to start going into things with a more open mind to be able to see things from other perspectives. As one of the biggest competitive players in the world, you invited 4 casual content creators on who you had no idea who they were until Cyan decided to tweet out at you or critique your gameplay. And although we were there to throw jabs at each other and kind of lean on this whole meta of comp versus casual this season, lean on the whole meme, the whole joke of that, there was a really cool conversation that we all could have had with each other in between or after fights. But once again, because there's this element of pride, that's not going to be an option. And you saw it from when Clix entered the live stream.
So which one of y'all, so all y'all are Fortnite casuals. So, because I'm going to be honest, I seen every single one of y'all comment under my tweet saying that I don't know how to play the game, and you guys were,
Wait,
you literally.
Okay, that's a lie.
Wait,
Hold
you
on,
literally
Clix, you
replied-
did not see that from me, bro. You did
Scott,
not see
replied with a
that.
full, y'all 4 casuals think that y'all could fuck up 1 pro.
Easy.
We're gonna damn sure give it a shot.
Now listen, I understand that when you're one of the best people in the world at something, and you're very young, and you also make a lot of money doing that thing, it's very easy to fall into the trap of pride, the deception that you have to constantly puff your chest out and show how good you are. That's the area that I really want to get into, because that's how the pride is exercised. This idea that you constantly have to prove yourself to everyone at all times. When people are truly confident in themselves and their abilities, they don't really feel the need to constantly prove themselves to everyone that they come across. We all know that Clix is one of the best players in the world. We all know that he's a bigger content creator. We all know that he makes a lot of money. It's not necessary for us to be told these things or to see these things at every turn throughout the course of the stream. And look, I'm all for trash talking and having a good time and throwing jabs at each other. That's totally cool. However, there were just a lot of interactions where Clix just felt like he felt the need to prove who he was or to show us who he was. Clix, why do you play Fortnite?
Because I'm a pro and I win everything. I'm the best player to touch the game.
And once again, this is something you see from competitive players quite a bit. Because they're so good at the game, they want you to know how good they are. They want you to know that they're better than you, that your opinion doesn't matter because you suck, or you play 0 builds, or you play this other mode over here. You can't have an opinion because we know better than you. Now listen, I know that even my audience is probably screaming at the computer screen saying, Clark, Clix isn't that kind of content creator. He's not the type of person to have that conversation. He's not going to think of that way. You're you're giving Clix too much credit. And that's what I want to say. I think that's the problem, because I don't think Clix is a dumb person. I just think that his community holds him back from having really good conversations. There were a couple of points during the conversation where I felt like Clix was actually trying to engage, where we could have had a good dialogue back and forth.
This game is awesome because of building, though. You know that, right?
But hold on a second. This game is also awesome. Hold on. Cyan,
Make
hold on
me
a
leader,
second.
whoever's the leader.
Hang on a second. Cyan,
I got you.
Clix. This game is also awesome because zero builds exist.
No.
Wait, how the fuck?
Yes.
Want to know? They made 0 builds. Here, clarify real quick. Number one, the fact that you're on Team Rumble just shows me you guys are all f***ing idiots.
No, it's Team Rumble because it's 5 people.
Automatically goes to that.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Hey,
Click,
I'm gonna keep it real.
stop.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. 0 builds. They made 0 builds for people like old, slow reaction times, and doesn't really know how to play.
I'm not
builds
that
because-
old, bro. I'm only Booga's age, man. I'm not that old.
Maybe if we had more time to play, we could have actually talked a little bit more. That would have made for a more interesting, more well-rounded show. We would have had all the gameplay and the action, but then we also could have had like a mini podcast talking about all these different issues with the community right now. But once again, when your thinking is compartmentalized, you can't see those opportunities. Now, when I say compartmentalize, what do I mean? In other words, competitive players, when they look at Fortnite, they only look at it through the lens of competitive. They can't see it from a 0 builds perspective. They can't see it from a casual builds perspective. That's why Clix thinks the only reason that Fortnite is popular is because of builds. That's the reason why it was initially popular, but there's a lot more reasons why people love the game now, and that's what's led to the success of Fortnite. There's a reason why I tried to bring up this point.
Fortnite is a game that is constantly evolving. It adapts to trends, and it's a game that doesn't take itself seriously. When you look at it through that lens, it makes it a bit more broad in terms of like how you can enjoy the game. But I don't think a lot of comp players see it that way because you can't. You have a certain skill set that you have to maintain, and I understand why you don't like things interfering with that skill set. However, it doesn't make it not Fortnite. It's just a different version of Fortnite. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that really makes. Yeah. No, I got. Yeah, I got honestly I understood every single thing that you said right there. Holy, hey, my chat is all agreeing too.
They're all
like, wow.
spamming yap, bro. Nah.
Once again, another missed opportunity, and at the core of it is Clix's community. When you act a certain way or you behave in a certain way and people are used to you behaving that certain way, you must stay within that box at all times. That's one of the dangerous things about coming up as a content creator. When people get used to you for one thing or for a particular attitude or framework, you will attract a specific kind of audience. And unfortunately, the audience that Clix has is only wanting one kind of thing, which is him pub stomping or comp stomping or whatever you want to say, him just constantly fragging in tournaments and him constantly being under this pressure to prove himself to his audience and to other competitive players and to the greater Fortnite community that he is the best. And listen, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best at something, but when that's all you focus on, it becomes an unrealistic obsession that you have to maintain by proving it to every single person that's around you all the time, even for people that, quite frankly, don't really care that much about it. That's why competitive players get mad when there's shifts in meta in a game like Fortnite that's always shifted the meta. Listen, I understand. I'm not trying to get into the whole argument of certain things should be competitive and certain things should be in pubs and all that. I get that. I'm not trying to argue with that. However, this is not the first time the competitive community has been outraged about something being changed in Fortnite. I think the thing that's the craziest to me when I think about competitive players and I'm looking at the competitive community or even specifically Clix's community is this pride in a skill on a video game that, one, you could never own, and two, that you have no control over. At any moment, Epic Games could completely shut down Battle Royale and there'd be nothing you could do about it. At any point in time, Fortnite could just shut down, and then what would you have? Where would all your pride go? If Fortnite shut down tomorrow, what would you do? And keep in mind, this is only a problem for people whose entire personalities are revolved around Fortnite. For those who are dedicated to Fortnite with such a religious fervor that go to the church of Fortnite every day to practice cranky 90s and edits and peace controlling. Fortnite is your church, Clix is your Jesus, and all the people in his chat are his disciples, going out and spreading the good word of competitive Fortnite. What I want people in the competitive community to understand is this. Pride controlled is confidence. It's okay to be confident in your abilities. But when you're prideful, you constantly feel the need to tell everybody how good you are at something, rather than just being confident in the fact that you are good at something. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking, but Clark, don't you try to prove yourself to us every week? You're constantly providing all these arguments and videos, always trying to prove a point to us, right? Here's the difference, and this is what you need to understand. There's a difference between proving yourself and proving a point. When you're having a conversation with someone and you're trying to prove a point, the goal should be for both of you to get closer to the truth. Proving yourself would be to try to prove a point to make yourself look smarter than somebody else, to prove your superiority to somebody else. And I will admit, in the past, I have been that person. That is something that you constantly have to work at. When I was younger, my late teens and early 20s, that was something that I was constantly trying to do to everybody when I was having debates on theology or debates about music or whatever. I was always trying to prove how smart I was to everybody. The thing is, when you get older, you realize how unnecessary that is and how taxing it really is on you. It doesn't make you a more effective communicator. It doesn't make people like you more. It just makes you look like a very shallow person. And once again, the reason why I can speak on this is because there were many points in my life growing up where I exercised this level of pride to other people, constantly feeling the need to prove my intellectual superiority, and for what reason. When I make videos for you guys, I don't feel the need for you to know how smart I am. I don't need you to think that I'm this really, really smart person and you need to look up to me as this pseudo-intellectual that's just superior to all other Fortnite content creators in the way that I think. That's not what I'm trying to do when I create my content. What I want my audience to do is be able to think for themselves, be able to give me solid, valid criticisms and feedback when they watch my content, and help me grow as a creator. There have been many times where my audience has helped me grow and helped me understand a perspective better just by reading what you have to say. I appreciate the dialogue that I have with you guys, and that right there is the key difference. The antithesis to constantly needing to prove yourself is gratitude, being thankful for other people. I am thankful for my audience. I'm also thankful for these God-given abilities that I have, one of them being the ability to express myself and break things down in a unique way. And ultimately, when I use these gifts in front of you for content, the goal isn't to fulfill some inner desire or inner need that I have, but really to edify and educate my audience in a way that is valuable to you. It's the same approach that I take when I talk to my friends or I collaborate with other content creators. If I'm going to have the privilege of being surrounded by so many amazing people, I need to make sure that their needs are being met, that they are getting something out of their interaction with me. That could be a larger or a smaller content creator. It does not matter the size. And tying this all back into Clix, I think this is something that he is completely oblivious to. We were all smaller content creators than him, and our time was not valued or appreciated. That's why after having us wait for 2 hours for him to come back, he never returned and finished our final round that we were supposed to have in this event of comp versus casual. We may not be as good as you at the game, we may not make as much money as you, but we all have time that we invested into this, and that time should be respected regardless of our status. Don't tell me you're going to do something and then cut tail and run away. In my opinion, Clix really fumbled the bag when it came to reaching a better middle ground between comp and casual players. Like, there was a lot more conversation and dialogue and interesting things that could have been talked about. I still think it's possible for him to do that. So, Clix, if you were watching this video and you didn't get too offended by what I said, I would love to still have you on my podcast for us to have a conversation about what's going on with Fortnite right now, with the competitive and casual scene, all that. And once again, I also think that you have a really brilliant mind, but your community does not allow you to explore different aspects or avenues of your personality. You yourself are boxed in, ironically, to sticking to one particular attitude or personality type when there's so much more that you could be exploring about yourself and understanding. It can make you a more well-rounded content creator, and honestly, you could be even more of a leader in the competitive space than you are now, not just by being good at the game, but by also encouraging really good dialogue amongst people that disagree with you or see the game in a different way. And listen, guys, if Clix doesn't want to have that conversation, that's totally fine with me. I'm sure if he doesn't, someone else in the future will. And whoever that person is, I'm excited to see how that conversation is going to go. In the meantime, least you can do is subscribe to the channel and come along with us on this journey, man. We got a lot of crazy content that's planned for this summer. I'm sure that we're going to have a lot of other crazy guests on here at some point in the future. We are growing like crazy on this channel. We just hit 43,000 subs. I love you guys and appreciate you so much. On the road to 50K, baby. 7,000 away. We're going to get there soon. I can feel it. Until next time, check out the video on screen, and I love y'all. Peace out.